A freezing wind has swept across the halls of the African National Congress, the ANC, as news mounts around President Cyril Ramaphosa's imminent international arrest warrant. What once was written off as mere conspiracy theory has rapidly become a serious crisis, with rumors in diplomatic circles that foreign governments are readying themselves to hold Ramaphosa accountable for suspected cross-border offences. They encompass financial wrongdoings, unlawful foreign asset transfers, and breaches of international law. The gravity of these accusations has become an all-out political earthquake, one that not just threatens the president himself, but the very essence of the dominant party. For South Africans who have seen scandal after scandal erupt without accountability, this one seems different. The global aspect makes it impossible for the ANC to just close ranks and bury the scandal. Unlike local investigations, which tend to fizzle under political meddling, an international arrest warrant has implications far beyond the nation's borders. If true, Ramaphosa could be cornered as no contemporary South African president has ever been. But fueling this already burning fire is not only the global glare. It is supposed internal betrayal at the hands of one of the ANC's top brass, Mantashe. A decades-long stalwart of party orthodoxy, a battle-hardened veteran who weathered storms alongside Ramaphosa, Mantashe was the ultimate survivor and strategist with a reputation that made him irreplaceable. However, in a dramatic turn of events that has left the public and parliament stunned, he is alleged to have leaked key information that is said to have been instrumental in speeding up the international community's legal pursuit of the president. Sources within Latuli House Mantashe, frustrated long enough by internal rot and endless factional battles, finally made the decision to disentangle himself from Ramaphosa, albeit at the cost of sacrificing sensitive information that could be used against him by foreign powers. The leaked documents currently making rounds in diplomatic and legal circles are claimed to contain incriminating proof of offshore bank accounts traced to secretive trusts, illegal state dealings not reported to the parliament, and covers dating years back. Even though Mantashe has not openly admitted his involvement in these leaks, his silence has been stunning. He has shunned the media, declined to answer growing questions, and has grown more and more isolated in the ANC. To most, such silence is louder than any denial. In case an international arrest warrant is actually issued, it will be no act of symbolism. It may have serious diplomatic and constitutional consequences. South Africa's incumbent president might find himself with limited travel, be banned from international forums like the UN General Assembly, and in danger of becoming a pariah among world leaders. The reverberations would go far beyond political photo opportunities. Trade relations would be upended, investor faith shaken, and the vulnerable economy sent into turmoil. The symbolism of a head of state in foreign indictment would echo throughout Africa and the world, portraying South Africa as a democracy that cannot control its own leadership. Global institutions like Interpol or multilateral enforcement agencies are generally slow to move against incumbent heads of state. But history has proved that when overwhelming proof of crimes that cross frontiers like illegal money flows, global corruption and misappropriation of aid funds exists, exceptions are made. If Ramaphosa is arrested or even formally invited by a global court, it would be one of the lowest and most embarrassing pages in ANC history. But even the scandals of the Zuma years behind ANC headquarters walls, matters are said to be getting out of hand. Senior leaders are racing against the clock, with some holding their ground to support Ramaphosa and others subtly positioning themselves to dissociate themselves. Groups in the party are taking advantage of the crisis as a bargaining chip, with several top leaders openly calling for Ramaphosa to resign to save the ANC from further embarrassment. What was previously a bubbling internal conflict has now come to a boil as an existence battle over survival of the party. Mantashe's alleged betrayal has further fueled the turmoil. Insiders say he may have preemptively moved to be on the side of a new leadership group that would form if Ramaphosa falls. But his action has put him in the line of fire of anger and suspicion. Demands for his suspension are mounting, and rumors of a disciplinary hearing are becoming louder. To some, he is a traitor who has given the ANC its worst setback. To others, He is a whistleblower, finally breaking the code of silence to reveal the rot in the heart of the presidency. The opposition is meanwhile not wasting any time. The Democratic Alliance, the economic freedom fighters, and smaller but vocal parties have come out swinging. They are calling for transparency, demanding full disclosure of the alleged international arrest proceedings and insisting on immediate action against anyone implicated in criminal wrongdoing. For years, the ANC has been able to dismiss opposition outrage as political grandstanding. But this time, with forces of the world involved and treachery simmering within the party itself, those pleas are starting to strike a chord with the public in ways that cannot be simply overlooked. President Ramaphosa himself has been remarkably quiet. In the eye of the hurricane of rumors surrounding an international arrest warrant, he has made only general denials in oblique terms by official spokespersons. His recent public outing shows us a man on extraordinary stress. Gone is the self-assured calm leader who was once celebrated as a reformer. Ramaphosa is now visibly stressed by forces both within and outside his country, hemmed in by a crisis that appears to be closing in from all directions. Sources indicate that behind-the-scenes emergency sessions with lawyers, foreign advisors, and top ANC diehards have been underway. Conjecture mentioned ranges from hypothetical legal loopholes to African Union appeals and even desperate attempts to cite diplomatic immunity to protect the president from foreign intervention. But as international pressure grows and betrayal smolders in his inner circle, such tactics might well prove for naught. Some sources say that Ramaphosa is mulling an audacious preemptive legal action, trying to fight back against any foreign action prior to it happening. Others think he might simply opt out of international engagements altogether in order to stay clear of the chance of public humiliation, preferencing isolation over confrontation. Either cause has its dangers. One appears desperate, the other weak. Both indicate a presidency in serious trouble. The reality is the clock is ticking. The ANC is losing its grip on power more quickly than ever before since the advent of democracy. For average South Africans, the rumors of an international arrest are more than political hype. They are a litmus test for whether the country's institutions are able to hold on to principle against corruption in the very top levels, or whether the ruling class will be able to maintain impunity.